Freedom seeds. Sow your seeds and reap your freedom.
Yeah, I'm wearing a hat, sunglasses. Put them on, didn't even look in the mirror, so I have no idea how silly I look. I had one guy drive by and say, look at the turd with glasses. Could it be in my video, intro to the next bullets? What's the matter?
I was just retasting my steps looking for my...
Beautiful day. Oh, hell no, I found it. Oh, my buddy's ring, he dropped. I was walking this road to find it. Sorry about that. My buddy and his co-worker, he went for a walk yesterday, and his wedding ring, he moved it from his ring finger to his pinky because it was too tight. And he went for a 4 or 5 mile walk and it fell off. Well, I told him I'd look for it when I go for a walk today. Got 30 seconds into the video and there it was on the shoulder of the road. So anyways, this is part 2 of a 2.5 part series on the 45 ACP for a hunting round. On this round, I sped it up to 1,050 feet per second, shooting it through a carbine. If you were unfortunate enough to see my last video, well, let me put it this way. If you were not unfortunate enough to see my last video, it's in the link below. So if your wife's nagging you or whatever, and you can't get any sleep, just click on it and put you right to sleep. Anyways, oh, it's a beautiful morning. I like to take a walk. Nothing on but a shirt and a sweatshirt. Kind of get a breeze. Air things out a little bit. Get some sun on it. You know how sun makes things grow. Though I'm still in the sprouts part of this. Whatever. Anyways, okay, so this is part 2. This is where I find a 250 grain .451 diameter bullet that's for a Long Colt, 45 Long Colt. The normal speeds of that is between 700 and 900 feet per second, 900 being on the upper end. So this round is meant to expand at a lower speed. So I was able to push that. You'll see it in the video if you can survive that long. You'll see that in the video. We'll go over some loads and the strings I used to develop it. Whew. Anyways, when you go and develop a subsonic round, you're normally loading it to bring the feet per second down. For example, 2,000 feet per second through a suppressor, you get rid of the muzzle blast, the sound, but you don't get rid of the sonic crack, and that is extremely loud. If you've ever had bullets come over your head to hit targets, marked them, you know how loud those bullets are when they miss the target. And when they hit the target, extremely loud. And when they hit the wood frame around the outside, it sounds just like the gun went off right next to you. So there's a lot of downrange noise created by a bullet going at hypersonic speed. Or supersonic, it's not hyper. Oh, hey, little guy. It's a mouse. As my ex said. So when it comes to subsonic hunting or doing any kind of damage with a subsonic round, you lose a lot of energy. Going from 2,000 feet per second down to 1,000 feet per second gives you less than half of the energy in that round. So if you had 2,000 foot-pounds of energy and a bullet going 2,000 feet per second, you bring that down to 1,000 feet per second, you're probably around 500 foot-pounds. That's why you want to select something that's big around, long. I think that's why she left me. I wonder if she's still going out with that Italian Guido, that big pepper. Anyways, probably gonna need some counseling. So I I selected the 45 ACP because that's a larger diameter, and you can get up to around 230 grains, conventional. This revolver round is a 250 grain hollow point. And the 0.5 of this series, of a 2.5 series, well, 45, is going to be me shooting these through a ballistics gel. Fucking lady gave me the finger. What the fuck? She didn't even do it right. She's like, eee. Dumb bitch. I gotta bleep that out. Anyways, so, oh, it's getting cold. Oh, shrinkage. So if you wanted to use a round for hunting with subsonic, if you took a 223 round going over 3,000 feet per second, or a 5.56, going over 3,000 feet per second, that's a very, very potent round. It's got a lot of energy. It's a very small bullet. It's got a small diameter, but it carries a lot of energy with it. It allows for carrying a lot of ammo, not a lot of weight. But if I was to take that little thing and bring it down to 1,000 feet per second, that little thing would have no penetration. Excuse me. Size doesn't matter. I'm 60, yeah. Wrinkled and small. What the fuck? Hey, hello? I had to call my counselor and make sure my credit card payment went through. I'm gonna go back and get some pants on because it's really getting cold. On my way back to get my clothes. I walked past that mouse again. Never heard a mouse laugh or seen one point. So, when you hunt subsonically, you really need a big one. It needs to have the ability to punch through that fur, get in deep and do some damage. Yeah, can I please talk to her? Thanks, Peter. Hey, yeah, it's me. Yeah, Winky. Yeah. I just, huh? No, I don't want to watch. No, I'm done with that. What? When? So, when a bullet goes slower, you're losing a lot of energy. So you've got to compensate by using a great big one. So they're like those guys driving around with big fucking trucks. You know, those big diesel trucks like mine. Like that guy. Wait, what? My point is, when it comes to subsonic hunting, size matters. Watch the video. Hit like. My second video, I tell you what, they're harder than you guys think. I had to learn editing, a little bit of AI. I'm still learning the AI. A lot of walking on the side of the damn road, and a lot of rounds. So just hit like. All right, so I wanted to start this next video. I went and got the Garmin. This is the chronograph. I like it a lot. It is so easy to set up. Unlike the shoot through, you don't have put it on a tripod, walk out in front and line it up, get it in line with the target, switch pistol, to a pistol or rifle. You got to change. It's just, that thing is so much easier. Now, I've heard a lot of horror stories about the shoot through ones. Oh yeah, you're gonna hit the fucking unit and hit the sunshades and all that, but that I ain't worried about that. You have to be pretty lame to do that. But anyways, here's the Ruger. Let me go ahead and show you. Let me get this out of the way. That piece of shit. Get it out. All right, so we're at 1.274 and a half. That's close enough to 1.275. This is it's a revolver bullet, but it is 4.451. It's 250 grains, and we are going to see if we can get this one out to 200, the same speed as the 230 grain, which was 1,050 feet per second. The energy would be 600 foot-pounds. I think that's pretty good for a 45 ACP cartridge. So when we finish the next two, that'll be the first string. I'll whip out these other strings and I'll get right back with you. All right. Oh, excuse me. There is my string of 6, not 5. I can go to 6.6. Shows that, or 6.8, sorry, 6.8 still isn't into the plus P. And it would be about 1,035 feet per second. All right. Public range, unfortunately we have some people with some forced resets, so this is going to get loud. But I'm starting with the long shot 250 grain Nosler out of a 45 ACP, 16¼ inch barrel. $712. 771. 772. 58. And 758. Next up, 5.8 grains. 826. 808. Wow.
Right above the, what you would call it? Would you get the bottom or the top one?
Next up, we have 6 grains. I'd like to get it to about 1,000 feet per second. I think I'll call it good. Let's see, we're going to hit it in here. 850. 874. 872. 859. And 842. All right. Next up. 6.2.
Ours is
835.
Yeah, that kicked back to about the same. I wasn't ready. Yeah. I was gonna say that
906.
I watched it like not.
847. 918. These are burning way cleaner than the accurate number 5. All right, 6.4 grains, I think. 940. 941. 929. 933. 944. Last one is 6.6 grains, long shot. This is going to be the one I'm going to keep. Worked out perfect. Sorry about the ass hats over there. $987. Oh, I hit the thing. $986. $987. and I just painted it. What this is a 450 Bushmaster bolt action that I just got, and this is the the 400 grain, 395 grain 450 Bushmaster. I am going to make these subsonic. 50-yard target. Two inches high, not a bad group. All right, let's check out the 100-yard target. I think I did 4 shots at this. Actually, I did 5. One was way low. I think I hit the bottom of the. Oh wow, that's pretty good for 100 yards. That's definitely deer. There's 4. Within 2 inches. I'm happy with that. That will definitely be good for hunting. And really quick, go over why I was kind of disappointed these gentlemen were out there with their forced reset triggers. I have nothing against forced reset triggers. I have nothing against people shooting automatic. I have nothing against people getting excited about it, but you gotta understand this is a national forest. The northern part of the state used to have 12 ranges. There's 2 left. These are in national forests, so it's the National Forest Service. They've shut down just about every state range in the past 5 or 6 years, and it's been vandalism. It's been dangerous conditions. They don't want to be responsible, and you know what happens? Somebody goes out there, has a negligent discharge, injures somebody, they're going to sue the state. It's just the way it is, what people do. But there's also people out there being dangerous in the first place, and they don't pick up the trash. You're supposed to use paper targets. Pick up after yourself. There's a garbage can right there. No, it just blows everywhere. The people living by gets on their property, and so the state had just closed them one after another as the public complained about it. I tell you what, they do not shut these services down because of people using them properly. They only shut them down because people that they just don't want to follow the rules. And I get it. These young kids, they're getting a bulge in their pants. They were showing off for each other. There must be 4 signs there. It says no rapid fire. Not only that, there's 6 benches for rifles. There was a gentleman waiting for a bench to open. I guess they didn't want to wait behind him, so they moved to the pistol range, which has just a small bench. Can't hold a rifle, so they have to lay it sideways. Do they lay it sideways pointing to the outside of the range? No, they laid 4 of their guns pointing left, right at everybody that's shooting to their left. Well, actually, the whole covered facility there. Not only that, they're hitting the water, they're not hitting the target. I get it, it's automatic, it's fun. But this range is only 2 left in the northern part of the state. They've all shut down. The only 2 left are the National Park Service ones. You get there before by 5 o'clock. That gentleman, he's really nice. He's out there. He's picking up all the styrofoam sheets that the people put out there and just leave. He's picking up all the trash. He doesn't need to do that. He goes out there, he gets the money. He goes out there, empties the trash can, and I don't know what it is with people recently, the past 3 years. They're just wiping themselves and leaving the toilet paper on the floor. They're big restrooms, really nice. He keeps them clean. Big sign, do not put your toilet paper on the floor. They wipe themselves, leave it on the floor. And would you get there before he cleans it up? There's a lot. I feel bad for this guy having to pick up other people's literal shit. The signs are all shot up now. The garbage can must have 100 holes. Looks like a strainer. It's just the roof. All these holes through the roof. People are shooting the poles. They're shooting the benches. I don't get it. I mean, why that needs to be done. So there was, a lot of people there, more mature, that had a problem with the way they were behaving, way they were shooting. I think there was like 5 guys, 4 women, and they must have had like 5 or 6 children with them, which is fine.
then they were enjoying themselves. But like I said, they're not going to close these places down because people behave. They close them down because they break the rules. So yeah, it disturbed a lot of the people there that were shooting. And so enough said about that. So here is the Nosler 250 grain bullet, and I ended up doing the long shot. I used 6.6, I believe was 6.6. This says I would have done 1,020. I was doing about 980 to 990. I'll have to look at the numbers again. I could probably go up to 6.8, secure that 1,000-foot. But I want to talk about the accuracy. The accuracy, if you've seen the first video, I used accurate number 5. I used tight group. But the 230 grain hollow points were, through that carbine, were not accurate at all. They were all over the place. I could not believe how accurate this 250 grain Colt, Long Colt round was. I'm not sure if maybe the 1911, the 45 ACP is not meant for accuracy. Maybe the manufacturer of those hollow points, those 230 grain hollow points, they're not so concerned about concentricity, the balance, how they exit the barrel, or they, spiraling off site a little bit. Does it matter to them? I don't know. Maybe these long Colts are more better in their manufacturing, but they did end up being very, very accurate. I'm sorry, I had a phone call here. They were very accurate. You saw that was about a 2-inch group at 100 yards. I don't know anybody that's loaded a 250 grain Long Colt bullet into a 45 ACP, no less shoot it through a carbine. So I'm the only one that I know of that's done that. Maybe somebody out there has tried it. Let me know if you have. But another thing that I had noticed, if you look here, the exit pressure of this 16-inch barrel is 797 psi. When I was using, let's go up here and open up one of the older folders. Let's do an open. Let's go 45 ACP, Hodgdon CFE, tight group right here. We'll open this up. As you can see, we will do a 4.0. Bring that down a little bit. Let's do 4.6, 4.4. There we go. That's right about just starting plus P. But if you look at the breech pressure, 450 psi. That suppressor, its whole job is to slow down and contain as much as possible those gases coming out the end of the breech. Now let's look at going to a slower burning powder. Now, if you notice, the reason I didn't use the tight group was because it only allowed me to get to 937 feet per second, and that's about exactly what I got. I was over 100 feet per second shy. So I went to a slower burning powder, which was the accurate number 5. And so if I go down here and I slide up to the accurate number 5, which left, you hear me in this last video say how I like the clean burning of this long shot. The accurate number 5, you can see it's slower burning, so it's going to take a lot more of this powder. That's about what I use. I think I use 6.2, 6.8, between 6.2 and 6.8. So let's go to 6.2. Look at the burn propellant. It's only 75% burnt. That's why I was getting so much fumes out the magazine well, out the ejection port, out the end of the suppressor. It just really blackened up everything. Had to clean it. It jammed up my magazine, wouldn't feed. But I did get to the speed I wanted. But look at these breech pressures. 1,200 psi coming out the end of that breech. I've got a decibel meter. I'm going to test this theory and see if I can prove it as a fact that I believe the faster, the less pressure I have at that breech, for the loads I develop, the quieter that suppressor is going to be. And so I've got to find a powder that doesn't violate the pressures of the barrel, gives me 100% burn, and has the lowest pressure possible while still obtaining 1,000 to 1,050 feet per second. So I'm going to do some research. I'm going to practice this, and we will go over a lot of these in my third video. And so let's take a peek at this 450 Bushmaster that we are going to develop a load for. 395 grains, subsonic round. This one, long shot, barrel pressure is really low, 1,045 feet per second. Barrel pressures are just barely above what a 1911 or a 45 ACP barrel pressures would be. What are we getting out the end of this? We're getting 1,200 PSI coming out the end of this barrel. It's an 18-inch barrel. I want to see if I can come up with a powder that works better for this 450 Bushmaster that has maybe a lot more pressures in the beginning and then tapers off to a much lower pressure at the breech. And will that affect accuracy? Is this slope, if it slopes up really fast in the beginning and tapers off, will that be less accurate? Or will it be maintaining pressure throughout the barrel and accelerating the bullet consistently through the barrel? Will that be more accurate? These are things that I'm going to put down as a list. I'm going to load maybe 50 to 100 of these rounds, and we're going to test a lot of this. We're going to kind of drill down and find out what works best for my situation, which is I want a very accurate, a quiet, and a bullet traveling 1,050 feet per second for hunting. That's the purpose that I'm developing this for. So that was the first time. That's a AR-15 platform. It's a bolt action. We will get into in the beginning of the the next video, we'll get into why I went to an AR-15. I have never touched an M16 since '96. So I've always done conventional rifles, shotguns, things of that sort. And something changed my mind, and I will get into that on the next one. But anyways, I appreciate this. I hope there's some interesting information that has been in this. I appreciate you guys watching. And I want to apologize for the sound quality. When I recorded the beginning of this video on my laptop, I did a video editing. The final cut was very clear, very loud. When I uploaded it to YouTube and then played it back off of YouTube, the sound quality was horrible. The traffic noise seemed to amplify my voice volume, seemed to go way down. I couldn't even understand myself. So I want to apologize. I'm getting a dedicated microphone, and I'm going to try to give it another go. I am not giving up. We will find out what you guys want to watch, what stuff's interesting to you. Anyways, sow your seeds, reap your freedom. We'll see you next time. Appreciate it.